I would like to get back to a minute to Bambit. All the intros are done. Everyone's shared a little bit about themselves. Bambit, last we talked, it was the unification effort, and Professor had gone to Cebu.
For 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 international modernist federations, Professor Rene organized the International Modernist Federation Philippines to affiliate to the International Modernist Federations. Yeah, that was 1999. Yeah, we organized this unifying, and then he tasked me to bring Roberto Pesa, yeah, to lead the organization, but Roberto doesn't want to have a conflict with the brothers, so we just continue until such time that we have this uh, bring together all the grandmasters, Rodel Dago, Rene Tongson, Professor Suteco, Chirino Calya, and the rest. So IMAFI was recognized in the Philippines, and we registered it in the Secretary Exchange Commission. Yeah, recognized by the organization. Our purpose is to unify this modern Arnis. So that's why we gathered every modern Arnis, facts, lessons from the old and the new instructors and some of the grandmasters. We bring it together, yeah. And this plan was already made before Professor Remy Casas. Actually, Professor Remy tells me about Dieter's. He's going to Dieter, and he will be doing seminars after visiting here in the Philippines. So then he tasked me to organize the book. I don't know if you remember that, Diane, the book that he wanted, the Extrema book. He tasked me um, to build to make the book here in the Philippines. So everything was getting smooth until such time that when we have they call this news about his health. So, but IMAP was already organized. Yeah. So our plan is to bring together all the Latans from all the from Lakan from the Philippines. That's why we organize this gathering, this local gathering that all modern Anis will bring together all modern Anis Lakan, and then until we tried bringing also Lakan from different parts of the world, like the organizations of Roberto and the organizations of Ernesto Presas and the organization of Remy Presas. Now, we have done this in 2018, the first gathering. So you were there. We invite mainly as much as leaders from different parts of the world to come to join this Lakan. But our really purpose there is bringing united or unified the modern Arnis here. So it goes well. Then after the year, we started again this gathering, and I asked the editor Knuttel if he can um, call this students to be one of the instructors. So he Dieter, I think George Scarpa and who is the other one? Mateo? No.
Sven Byfeld? Sven Byfeld?
Yeah. So we had the second gathering, and it turns out quite well. It has a 100, almost 180 participants. That was on 2019. Yeah, that is the second gathering. That was April. Supposedly it will be on March, but we decided to move it because there is also a plan uh, gathering of this they call this the Bayanihan, which is also the IMAP organizing group also is on the core group that working on this project. So after this, the plan was continue, but after there was a call this uh, event was uh, call this because of the COVID-19, it didn't happen. So 2024, we have this third modernist, supposedly modernist tapi gathering, but we talked with GM Rene that how about bringing old styles modernist, yeah, we have to bring it the legacy. Roberto is getting not well, so we plan of make this for a cost for Roberto Presas. This project that's Roberto really wanted to accept all recognize all his brother's followers. That's why we have this third Precious Artist Legacy plan of bringing together all the black belts. So we have now almost in the foreign black belts. I think will count. We have almost 60 black belts from Germany, from Japan, yeah, from Korea, and I think almost 100 black belts from local black belts. We are students of
Local
the
and
master.
local and foreign black belts under the Modern Arnis, yes. Yes.
Local and local and foreign black belts. Um, it will reach more or less 150 to 200. Yeah.
Yes.
We start it only call this make it in a manageable numbers, yeah, but there are many who wanted to join, but we want it to make it only 100 black belts as of now, but we are also inviting it is open also to non-black belts. So I think it's getting better now because we are embracing also the modern artists that focus only on sports. So we are not closing the door for all the people who are tactical call this uh, tactical students of Professor Remy Presas. Also, we open these doors also to those who are focusing on sports. So we have different systems or methods of the ranking uh, of the modern artists. We have the sports ranking, and we have this called this uh, following the systems of what we are devised now in a international modern artist federation. Actually, international modern artist federations has lots of affiliates already, members. Yeah, in the Philippines, yeah, from the students of GM Rene, students of GM Godo, which is he has a huge black belts, yeah, more than hundreds black belts, and GM Rodel and GM Jerry. Yeah, we open this gathering to everybody who have learned or under the leaderships of the Precious Brothers. So I hope
Wonderful.
and we plan this event every other year. every other year. So, but
More there's more
um,
unification. This is
and
wonderful.
also the International Modern Arnis Philippines um, trying to bring up the name of Roberto Presas
Mm.
because his health now is no good, is not good, and I think
Yes, yes. Anyway, to butt in addition to Jem Bambits, um, in the night when Professor went straight to my home from the airport, I only marked one request from him. He said, Rene, please take care of Modern Arnis in the Philippines with your leadership here and Bambits. He said, spread it and make it uh, um, the homeland. He said the homeland.
Mhm.
And his dream, he said, my dream is to bring home Modern Arnis back to the Philippines, back to Hinigaran. And so that is where now we are trying to establish now in Hinigaran. We put up a school in Hinigaran. We have more than 120 people now, young and mixed ages in Hinigaran. It's a big school, actually. It's a big school. The photo of the professor in the center,
Mhm.
and um, how do you call this? We are still trying to, you know, feel the weather
Mm.
of putting the photo of Ernesto there. I hope everybody understands. Yes, and of course, very soon we will also put the photo of Roberto. We are
Mm.
trying to catch up and catch up with the time while Roberto is still there, and then
Yes.
we are giving more emphasis on his health. That's why the things that we are trying to organize now is focus on Roberto
Yep.
while he's still here. So
Yep.
that's what we are trying to do now. And then going back now to today, we are trying to establish a stronger FMA festival to honor the Precious Ernest legacy. And then, as like Master Bambit mentioned a few minutes ago, that I'm a Philippines actually now is we cannot imagine how big I'm a Philippines now in the Philippines. We are all over. Name the province. We are there. Yes, and we are probably one of the most established and most organized modern Arnis organizations in the Philippines. We are in the farther north of the Philippines and farther south of the Philippines, and we have branches all over all over the Philippines, and it's growing. Now, in the case of like Jim Dieter mentioned to me about what is the relationship between Abanico Tres Puntas and Modern Arnis IMAP in the Philippines. Um, I being the chairman of Modern Arnis in the Philippines, IMAP, and chairman of FMA Festival, which is a Modern Arnis led organization, led event, I mean. Abanico Tres Puntas is a sister organization of IMAP. And
Mhm.
and not just a sister organization. It it embraces the principles and the direction of IMAP of Modern Arnis, and such that the purpose thereof why I have to maintain also Abanico Tres Puntas because it's um, classical Arnis or the traditional Arnis is the basic foundation. It's the basic foundation of what we are trying to promote here in the vehicle of Modern Arnis. So we have to maintain it and so called because you see, I was telling people Modern Arnis is a very hybrid system,
Mm.
and then some people might forget that the basic foundation of Modern Arnis is the classical system, which I started back in 1965 to 1967, if I remember right, under the Abanico Palis Espada y Daga system. of the Presas family. And we do not call it Modern Arnis then. I never realized until I went to Manila in 1974 when we started talking about Modern Arnis. We just call it Baston. Okay? Baston, and we don't even call any style there. Just do the Baston, do the Baston. And it's just the backyard of the Presas family. And if I remember, and those times when I was barely nine years old, and I was just a fan watcher. Yeah, I'm outside the fence and just watching like that because Roberto won't allow me in because they fear my mother. My mother is very strict because she's a school teacher. So how do we borrow the call? She's the old version of the terrorist in our time. She's very terror. They're afraid of my mother, so they always show me away. Oh, you go away. Your mother might get mad. But you know, every day I would come back. I would come back every day until such time Roberto said, "Oh, you want to? Can you come in?" So I started there, and the rest is history. And I went.
Perhaps.
Yeah, that was the time. And my gratitude always stays with the Presas family. I will never see the world without the Presas family.
We're all very, very
Perhaps it's important to note that Grandmaster Rene is a cousin of the Presas brothers.
Yes,
that's important.
A relative. Yes, a relative on the Vasquez side. Yes,
Yes.
and the
Yeah.
Vasquez side.
was-
Vasquez
Yes.
are my grandmother
So-
is a Vasquez. Yes.
Yeah, that's the reason why I think Professor Remy came back here and mentioned your names and some of the people in America, like Jeter, Brian Zawilinski, Randy Shea, she's here in Ocala to have this unified group. I think the best thing that what Remy did was when he came to the Philippines and put together all the modern artists, and have these conversations with the GMD Knuttel and Van der Shea and Ryan Zawilinski. That's why I said that bringing them in Hinigaran or in Negros Occidental will open everybody. The Modern Arnis was in Bacolod or in Negros, and bringing them to some of the seniors will realize that Modern Arnis, where Modern Arnis has started. That's why I think it's good that they have been in. We did a scheduled travel to Inigaran after the third FMA World Festivals.
One thing is perhaps for the viewers interesting that in 1999, Professor Remy Presas chose Grandmaster Bambit Dulay to be the chief instructor for Modern Arnis in the Philippines.
Yeah,
That's might be an interesting
Until today,
fact that
he is.
a lot of
Until
people
today,
might
he
not know.
Yes.
And-
Until today, he is the chief instructor of IMAP in the Philippines. IMAP Philippines, yes. And
the
I
chairman.
would always, yes, I would always be proud to always say this over and over again. For the last 30 or more years, Jim Bambit and I had been working together to keep the legacy floating and just grow. And like I said, we wanted to preserve it and reestablish the town where it started. So his monument stand in esteem in the Plaza of Binigaran, and we are going to formally cut the ribbon finally.
Finally.
After many years. Oh my God!
Being there at the
It
Finally.
It could be one of the longest project of Modern Arnis community in history. Finally.
Again, for the viewers, in
Oh,
2006, we
yes,
were
yes.
there
And,
when the brownstone was laid.
So,
and I am very excited. I am very excited. And everything is set in Inigaran. This is a big bang there. I cannot promise you so much, but it will be a very big highlight for Modern Arnis.
Good.
The local government is there. The education department is there. Everybody will be there. It will be a big bang, and I do not want to have it less than what I want to do. So the Modern Arnis IMAP in the Philippines is doing its best to really organize it. So our hands is full. It's full because we are really very excited. FMA Festival will stay and grow much. How would you say this? Better and better every time. And then we will make sure that after FMA Festival, there will be another highlight in Nigaran. And with everybody's cooperation and help, there is no impossible here.
When Professor left the Philippines, it was 1975, 1976, somewhere in there.
1975.
75?
Yep.
And when did he return to the Philippines for the first time? Do you remember?
I think he returns something
That's where
like
he organized
1980.
That's where he organized IMAP in the Philippines.
98, 99?
I think
He went
98.
back he went back 1988 or 89. Something like that year.
He
But
came,
it's our homework.
yes.
It's our homework.
yeah. And then
we will go back.
And he to meet the friends, and then he just for a few I think a few days. But on 1998, 1999, he was here for a long period, for 2 months. Yeah. 2000. In
Okay.
2000,
But actually,
So he
Yeah,
came
before
back when Marco was still in power?
oh yes,
Okay.
yes.
well, no, Marcos fell from power in 86,
Oh,
right?
1986. No, it stopped in 1986. Yes, Marcos.
That's true. Yeah, he was. Yeah, exactly.
1996.
That's what my impression, that he only came back to the Philippines after Marcos was left because of the incidents we all know.
Yes.
yeah, right.
But anyway, another one, but just very quick. From Tagaytay, he went back to Manila and then he went to Cebu. And he went around to his old friends, actually. Yes, he went to the Balintawak people. And then he went to the Cañetes and some other people where he started his exploit in developing Modern Arnis. And you know, I think I realized later on that he knows he's going. Yes, so he probably wanted to reunite and some reunion with them, and like as we say, good old days for them, the good old days, because he knows he's going. I think so.
Were either of you able to be with him when he visited all these groups?
2019, it was here, 2020, a year before his death, came back here for 2 months, and then he traveled, going back to Negros, and some of his friends, visited some of his friends. That was his
That must have been
last visit.
1999, right?
That is 1999, yeah. 1999, yeah. So actually, they have conversations with the Bibing Lisondra, because he wanted to bring Roberto Presas he has conversations by phone. And actually, she share and Bibing Lisondra has conversations about when we heard about his health. His health was not good, and then he tried to bring. I think that was 2000. Yeah, before his death, that was 2000, 2000 something, April or June, May or June. Yeah, is the conversations was cut off. But they have already with Bobong knows about that. About his if he dies, he will be buried in Hinigaran. So it was Bibing Lesondra, Bobong was the one who arranged the tombs or the laying ground of Professor Remy.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, but it was a time of his health is not getting worse yan, until we heard about his death. But everything was already prepared.
And he
The
remained,
burial, yeah, yeah.
he
And
remained in
also with the
Hinigaran.
help of also with the help also of Roland Dantes. The conversation was about Bibing Desondra and I think Lori Hardwood, yeah, knows all about that. Lori Hardwood and Paulo Mutita, yeah, because they were the one he's working on this graveyard.
And Professor remains at
Yeah.
rest in Hinigaran to this day, correct?
He
Yes,
was,
it's
yeah,
just
still,
across
yeah.
my home,
Mm.
my house in our house in Nigaran.
Okay.
It's less than 100 meters actually from our house.
Wow.
Yes, yes. So every time I would go home, because I go home to Inigaram
Yeah.
at least every month. I'm in Inigaran because
Oh, okay.
I'm managing actually and running things in the Inigaran school, and then some other things, because now in Inigaran it's Arnis is getting big and big.
Good.
And by the way, there is a legislation in Nigaran recognizing Remy Press as a Hinigaran hero of Hinigaran. Yes, there's a legislation, and then there is also legislation declaring Hinigaran as Arnis Town of the Philippines. And all of this, we work on that and make sure that the legacy stays. That's why we have the monument in Hinigaran, right in the town plaza.
Wonderful.
So I hope we can sustain this mission, and the reason why we are developing young leaders now. Now the president of IMAF Philippines is Dr. Paulo Mutita, and Gina Lin is there also, and some of our Just Dulay is there. So we are starting to pass the torch to the younger generation and train them to become future leaders also for the continuity, because in the future, yes, in the future we will just be some sort of how do you call this, symbols of symbols of yesterday for the legacy of Modern Arnis, and this is where
And
we're trying to develop new leaders. Yes.
yeah, and Dr.
Yeah,
Paula
Jimita, go
Mutita
ahead.
is also, sorry, Dr. Paula Mutita is also a very important figure in the Ministry of Sports or
Department of
Education.
Education.
Department
Department of
of
Education.
Education. He's got an right.
Yes, it's he is now the assistant head of the division, sports division of the Department of Education. So it's a national office. Yes, he's handling a very sensitive sensitive work there. And in fact, we are coming up with the school sports club, which Paulo Motita actually is
Recently.
one of the architects. And would you believe he was able to infuse the Modern Arnis basic system inside inside the education system. So in a few time, all the basics again, like what Professor started long time ago, will be the same again. The basic physical education in all schools in the Philippines will be Modern Arnis. Yes, it's Paulo Motita's project. He's doing well. Yes.
Wonderful.
Truck is now. He's now the he was elected in the Philippine Eskrima in this federations, the sports. He's the elected as the commission chairman
He's
of
now
the sports.
he is now the chairman of the Committee on Rules
Committee on
and
Sports.
Accreditation
Mhm.
of the National Sport Association for Arnis in the Philippines, PECAP. It's a very powerful position. Yes. And then I was also appointed as the tournament director of the National
Director.
Open Arnis 2024 in March. So like we said, IMAP and anything major things that is happening in the Philippines, IMAP fingers or IMAP hands is always inside. Yes, the influence is always there. So
And
I would say IMAP is one of the major players now of Arnis in the Philippines.
And one thing that we haven't specified yet is, when did Arnis become the national sport officially? 2009?
And 2000,
2010. 2010.
it's 14 years now. It's
December.
14 years. 14 years now. Yes. We call it the Republic Act 9850.
2000.
It's a national law declaring Arnis as the national martial art and sport of the Philippines. And IMAP again is part of that development.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yes, we are part of that. Even the guidelines, the implementing rules and regulation, or they call it the enabling law of the law. Yes, the enabling law of the law is IMAP actually drafted it, the original version. So there's a lot of revisions and so on, but it started with us. Yes, and one of the major pillars of the National Sport Association for Arnis in the Philippines, PECAP, is again Modern Arnis. We have the majority inside. So what we want to do will happen. Yes, but we do not abuse it. We do not abuse it because we wanted to create the impression that we are power brokers. Yes, in reality we are. We are. Yes. When we say we want this, it will happen. Yes, but in a subtle way and a gentle way. We do not want to impose over other organizations, other styles, because our basic mission again here, besides creating and establishing Modern Arnis as a strong organization here, we wanted cooperation and maintain our friendship with other styles, and that's the reason why the influence of IMAP is very strong here. We maintain cooperation and friendship with them. We do not step over their toes. Yes.
Good.
And so that's one of our strategy here on how to market and maintain our stature as one of the leading organizations of Arnis in the Philippines. And besides that, the division of professor is paramount for us. That is our primary mission here, the division of the professor. Yeah.
I don't even know if I could give you a number as to how many people in the United States practice Modern Arnis. It's very fragmented, many small groups, but there's no way of knowing just how many. And yet look at how big Dieter's running one of the largest groups in the world. How many DAV at its height? How large was DAV, Dieter?
Active members, at one time we were close to 2,000. Over the years, since the beginning we handed out passports, so we have got a continuous number, and we are now over 8,000. And I have, we have 500 black belts examined for black belt in the DIV between now 1st and 8th degree. So that's our family tree. Yeah.
My goodness, you are one big community barrio here in the Philippines. Yeah.
We don't have, it's,
One big
the
barrio.
8,000 is members since between 1985 and 2023. So they are not there right now. COVID, of course, did a big,
Big
left,
story.
did a big dip. And I think we are back to 1,400, perhaps towards 1,500. We have about 60, 70 different groups within Germany and satellite countries like in Austria and Switzerland and France, Hungary, Czech Republic, and so on and so forth.
Wow.
Amazing.
You know,
Wow.
before that, I want to add, again, I always mention to them, of course, my gratitude to the Presas family, why I travel all over the world. But the one who gave me the break actually is Modern Arnis Germany. Yes, that is where I first started my big time seminar, and the rest is history. Now, I would, with modesty, I would probably one of the highly demanded instructors also all over the world. Yes, and I
Absolutely.
travel a lot, and my schedules actually is 2 years. Yes, from now I know already my schedules. You see,
Wow.
and again, like I said, it's the Presas magic that brought me all over the world, and my gratitude stays with them, and this is
Good.
the reason why I am trying to pay it back to them by when we promise him that we'll bring back Arnis to his hometown. We are fulfilling our promise, and it's going on now. So that is where the gratitude stays always.
Good.
And of course, Roberto, while he's still alive, I always want him to feel the gratitude is always there. He's a very very important person for us now here in IMAP, because
Yeah.
he's the last standing. He's the last standing of the Presas brothers.
Yeah.
So with this roundtable discussion, I can see that we can further promote and let people know what is the Presas legacy all about.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, you mentioned the word gratitude, and yes, we're all obviously indebted to our teacher. For many years, I don't worry much about ranks or titles. It's the friendship and the bond that I have, excuse me, the bond that I have with all of you. But not mentioning any names like Dieter, Dan, and Bram, they've been leaning on me over the years to be a little more vocal and not hide, but I always downplay ranks and titles and things. But they've been very steadfast in trying to get me to see that, you know, sometimes it's important to mention these things. And when your video comes back, Rene, if you look over my shoulder, and Bambit, that certificate right there should look pretty familiar.
Oh, yeah.
That went on the wall, and I'm sitting right in front of the other one from the professor, the old parchment.
We can see it. We can see it. Yes, proudly hanging in the walls, huh?
Yeah, I never make a point to focus on those. But listening to, you know, those that are senior to me in life, all of you, but and Dan and Bram and Dieter, they said, you know, it's don't be so good at downplaying this stuff. Put it out there a little bit, because it's a big part of history and it helps.
Yes.
You know, Dieter said it
Yes.
very well a little while ago. Sometimes it helps your voice be heard a little bit more. And if we're doing good things for right reasons and we're working together, louder voices are even more important to ensure our teacher's legacy. So many things to be thankful for. But obviously, Arnis is doing very well. It's strong in the Philippines. It's strong in Europe. And again, in the States, although it's fragmented, there's a tremendous amount. It's just spread out. And I don't know if you'll ever see a bigger single gathering, or not gathering, but unification organization in the States, but there's so much of it, and enough of us are continuing to get together and grow the unification. I think it's going to do just fine in the States.
That's up to your work, because with the legacy camps, you bring together the different groups, no matter where they come from. That's especially in the US, that's the right way to go, because you never have the modern Arnis system that was in the US after with J.M. Remy when he was still alive. That's never going to come back. So that was the whole idea of when I had the vision of the WFMA, to have a group where we all belong together, have the same root. Nobody is senior to the other. We work together. We respect each other's, and that's the same idea that you're following now in the States. That that you don't want to be on top of anybody or want to tell anybody what to do, how to do, but we come together, we play together, we respect each other, and have a good time, and just continue with the legacy of Professor Remy. That's your idea of the legacy camp. That's the idea that I had with the forming of the World Family of Modern Arnis. We are brothers, we are family. The head was Remy, and we're just his family.
Yeah. And
Yes,
to your credit, Dieter, you said years ago, maybe 10 years ago, if something was possible like this in the States, it didn't have the name of the legacy camp, but is there a single gathering? And I'm like, nah, I don't think so. Too many chiefs, not enough Indians. I was wrong.
You made it happen. You made it happen.
You make it happen now.
Yeah. So, well, gentlemen, listen, this has been it's been a wonderful time. It's such a pleasure to be able to meet up like this. We're going to do this again. I'm going to have Dieter do one of the sessions. I'm going to have Dan. I'm going to have all three of you make sure you do something at FMA 10, whether it's one or a couple throughout the week, whatever you think is best. We will lend ourselves.
At 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning in the Philippines, we would have the time.
Well, at least three of you will be sitting in front of the same clock. That will help.
Exactly.
Maybe we do 8 or 9 a.m. because it's only 8 or 9 here. We'll work with you. But
we are senior citizens, so we only sleep 5 hours. So
Bring the walking sticks.
Senior citizens, 5 hours is more than enough. That's why I said I have a very early wake up. Actually, I was 1.5 hours earlier because I pushed my alarm wrong, so I'm supposed to have another 1.5 hours. But anyway, it was exciting to be talking to everyone here, and I hope we can have more exciting discussion.
We will.
And I'm really looking forward to spreading all what you discuss here and share it to everybody. We have a good following all over the world now, so I am sure it will reach us as far as the north and to the south pole. Okay? So yeah, it's exciting, and thank you again for doing a good job and bringing us all here. There will be more. There will be more, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. Let me take the opportunity. I wish you all the best of love and life and health in the new year. And of course, you have my respect for FMA 10. Let's stay in touch.